with over 50% of undergraduate students being first-generation students, or approximately 74% of Hispanics being first-generation students, approximately 67% of African-American undergraduate students being first-generation students. I wanted to do something to make sure that we informed our parents how difficult it is for some of these first-gen students. Just to make things clear, a first-gen student would be one of those students whose parents didn't graduate college. It's the most generic, easy explanation. Now, does that mean that they weren't prepared, they didn't have support, they didn't have encouragement, they didn't get the tools needed to succeed? Absolutely not. Did it make some things a little bit more challenging? Possibly. But I wanted to address the weight and the burden that some of our first-gen students carry. And I'm sharing this via quotes, via students, via workshops, via interactions, meaning I've heard all of these firsthand from students, sometimes from parents too, but from students in particular. One of the first things that they say is, I don't think my family knows how much pressure it is to be the first one, to be the first in my family to get a college education, to be the one that's looked at as the one that's going to save us all, the one that's going to become a doctor or a lawyer, even if it isn't what we're studying, but some of our families will say that. Students will say, it stresses me, it worries me, it burdens me. It makes me feel like I can't let my family down, and that's something that I think about on a regular basis. So knowing that, I thought, why don't we inform our parents of this stressor, of the amount of worrying that we're putting onto our children because they are first gen and because we don't know. Look, trust me, I already hear plenty of parents that say, in Spanish and in English, look, I didn't get an education, I didn't get a college education, so you're gonna need to figure this thing out on your own, good luck. And sometimes they do figure it out, sometimes they don't, and it's okay. But the one thing that I want us to do as parents is to reach out to our child, especially if they're first gen, and shock them with something that you are going to say. I'd love for you to reach out to your child if they're first gen, meaning you as parents didn't graduate from college, and say something a little bit different. Hey, on National First Gen Day, I wanted to congratulate you. And maybe I need to apologize if I've put too much of a burden on you. I can't even begin to tell you how proud of you I am. I can't even begin to tell you how significant this is for our family. However, I'm sorry if I pressured you. I'm sorry if I made you feel like you had to do this. It was a life and death situation. I was just so excited and so proud of you that that was my way of motivating you. And while it may have not have been the best way, I was still trying to push you. Please know that I'm super proud of you. Please know how excited I am, and I cannot wait for that day that you cross that stage and get that degree. Not once, not twice, maybe 3 times. I am proud of you. Are words that our first gen students need to hear right now, because even on first gen day, they probably still stress about not letting you down, about not making you worry. And I don't want that to happen. I want them to feel a little bit of a weight lifted off their shoulders. I want them to know that we are proud of them no matter what. I want them to know, coming from you as parents, what they are doing is so significant. It's so meaningful. But it's also important for them to enjoy it, for them to realize that it is for them, and yes, their family may reap the benefits as well. So for this first gen day, I want to challenge you as a parent or caregiver, reach out to your child and congratulate them, thank them. And again, if needed, maybe even apologize if we put too much stress, too much burden on them. Because If you do so, some of our students will actually get motivated from your words and try even harder, work even more, and even consider another degree. But at the very least, they know how proud you are of them. And I'm not saying that you've never said this. But what I am saying is I want this particular to our first-gen students coming from you, yes, you, the parent and caregiver. Mijo, mija, estoy orgulloso de ti. Son, daughter, I'm proud of you. Thank you for accomplishing something that I was unable to do, but who knows, maybe I will do down the road. Please do so, and when you do so, I'd love to hear how it goes, and especially for our first-gen students, I'd love to hear from them what it feels like to hear from your parent or caregiver how proud they are of you. Give it a shot and let us know how it goes. Thank you very much. This is Ernesto Mejía from the Cool Speak family, and I hope this helps you out.